I'm going to either win 388 games or I'm going to win 389. Neither one of them throw me over the hump or nothing. Unless something happened to Joe today. Anything happened to Joe today?
Offense, control the line of scrimmage. Be dominant. Communicate up front. Dominate with our size and athleticism. Ain't no time now to worry about what the outcome is. Don't look at the scoreboard. One play at a time. From the first play to the last play.
Need a horn and drum roll.
I never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Now it's time to go to work. Season's over. A different time. I told you they remember November. But December's our time. December's we do what we do. That's Florida State time. We're back where we belong.
Let's get it on. Need a horn to break it down.
I never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Just change.
going to either win 388 games or I'm going to win 389. Neither one of them throw me over the hump or nothing. Unless something happened to Joe today. Anything happened to Joe today?
Offense, control the line of scrimmage. Be dominant. Communicate up front. Dominate with our size and athleticism. Ain't no time now to worry about what the outcome is. Don't look at the scoreboard. One play at a time. From the first play to the last play.
Need a horn and a drum roll.
I never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Now it's time to go to work. Season's over. A different time. I told you they remember November. But December's our time. December's we do what we do. That's Florida State time. We're back where we belong.
Let's get it on. Need a horn. Break it down.
I never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I never talk to them boys that sit on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
What is going on, Florida State family, Seminole Nation, in the 863 tribe? It is your boy POLK, a.k.a. a.k.a. the GOT. Damn truth. And man, oh man, has championship weekend been nuts already? It's really been one competitive game, and that was TCU Kansas State. TCU deserved to lose that, as far as I'm concerned. Very entertaining game. That guy Duggins for TCU, he's legit. I like him anyway. But how do you take the ball out of his hands in that situation? Tough loss for TCU. I still think they deserve to be in the 14. LSU got skull dragged. USC got skull dragged. Shout out to Carolina. Tar Heels 7-0 against Clemson right now. Hopefully they put the whooping on the Tigers. What does that mean for Florida State? I have no idea. But I don't think it really matters who wins this game for the Seminoles. Regardless of who wins, we'll be the second highest ranked. Well, if Clemson loses, we'll be the highest ranked ACC team. But, of course, North Carolina gets the automatic bid. So either way, Florida State finishes, one of the top 2 teams in the ACC when it's all said and done. But anyways, hit the like button, guys. Subscribe if you aren't. Share the video. Y'all know the deal. Got a lot to talk about tonight. I'm doing something. Well, it's gonna be the same deal, but I'm calling my Saturday something a little different. As you know, I've kind of struggled with my Saturday live streams in terms of what I call them. It started off being called just Saturday Night Lives. And then I switched it to Saturday Night Fire. And now it's the open bar. And I think I'm going to keep the open bar here for a while. When we're not doing our instant reactions during the season, your Saturdays will be open bar night. So, same format, just a different name. Y'all know how I do. I change the names on stuff a lot. But anyway, man, before we get started with portal talk, FSU's had some players hit the portal recently. We'll talk about it. More talented players have continued to hit the portal. We'll talk about that. Deion Sanders, man, I got a lot of thoughts on Deion to Colorado. We're going to talk about that. And we can continue to talk about championship weekend, the playoff, and how all of this thing continues to shake out. But guys, we have a special guest. We have a special guest tuning in. We have a special guest in here, y'all. I don't know if y'all remember this guy. He's been gone for a long time. But I want y'all to give my man, Jurgen Henry, a shout out, a special round of applause. Shout him out in the comments. Guy's been ghost since Miami started the season. And I'm just excited to see him back. Now, he probably won't show his face on the screen, but I'm just happy to see Jurg back in the building. Finally shows his face now that the offseason has started for his beloved JV team down south. But before we get started, man, y'all know what we do. Pay these bills. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the video. Let them know we live, man. Let them know we are live. And then, of course, let's hit a quick roll call. Let's hit a quick roll call, man, and get the conversation started. 7-0. That's probably, you know what? We'll keep track of that on the screen. Hold on. And we'll keep track of the score as I spelled Clemson all wrong. Hold on, let me fix that. Forgot the E. All right. We'll keep track of that. But let's hit this roll call up. Raul Turado, member of the 863 Tribe. Peter Shields, member of the 863 Tribe. Gaming Wizard. FSU Tony, member of the 863 Tribe. Lewis, Joel Hayward. Island Boy. R. Davies. Champ 99. Nicholas John. Todd Pope. Brandon Brazier. Again, shout out to Jurg for showing up. Seminole Boy 229. Tyler Head, member of the 863 Tribe. Randy Yates, Jay Adam, Florida State Love, member of the 863 Tribe. Todd Pope, Arnie, Anthony Cheers, Jonathan McIntosh, Vontae B, member of the 863 Tribe. Marcus Lewis, member of the 863 Tribe. Razbub, Hypnotic, Abel, VJ, member of the 863 Tribe. Black Shear, Melly Mel, Kendrick Ross, member of the 863 Tribe. Big Bus, Jonathan McIntosh. I think I might have said you already, Jonathan. That's okay. You get 2 shout outs. Zach, Ray Fitty, Jay, Randy Yates, Briley, Kevin Pyan, Timmy. And that is about all we got. Boxing Monster, remember the 863 Tribe, Jen Fari, John Shields, Pretty No Girl Sherry, RD, Seminole T2Y, Michael Gaines, Wanda Smith, Reality Music. And I think that is all we have. Yep, that's about it. So shout out to everybody, man. Again, hit that like button and subscribe. LSU on the 3rd and 5 situation, down 7-0. DJ drops the pass there. DJ drops the pass. Where do we start? I don't know, man. Where do you guys want to start? You guys want to start with the football games this weekend? Y'all want to start with transfer portal stuff? Y'all want to start with prime time? I'll let y'all tell me when. Where do y'all want to start? I'm gonna take this hoodie off. Give me a second. I'm hot. All right. Let's see. First and foremost, let's hit up Nicholas Jones with the $10 donos. It's just showing love. Go Noles, baby. Appreciate the love.
Clickety clank, clickety clank. The money goes into my piggy bank.
Dion out the gate. Dion, the games. Dion, portal, primetime, portal, primetime. Everybody want to start with either the portal or primetime, it looks like. Let's start with let's talk about portal first. I want to start with the portal first, and then we'll go from there. Chambry Jackson and Jarrett Jackson have hit the portal. Chambry, I'm not surprised. Matter of fact, you go back and watch Wednesday's show. He was one of the names that I put out there. From a Jarrett, only reason I'm surprised about Jarrett is because he's already transferred once. He transferred from Louisville to Florida State. And so he's hit the portal again. That's the only reason I'm surprised. But if you guys recall, over the last 3 or 4 weeks, we kind of continuously asked, where was he? Was he struggling with injuries? Did he just fall down the depth chart? What happened? Well, I think you kind of have an answer. It still could be a mix of those things, but I think you might have your answer now. I think Jarrett Jackson might have just fell down the depth chart, man. I think he might have just fell down the depth chart. And as I always say, man, that's okay. You are this is the new age of college ball. If you're not cycling out between, 10, 15 guys yearly, and then trying to, build your depth that way, you're probably doing it wrong. So Chambry Jackson, a guy that I liked coming out of high school, but if you recall, was never a fan of moving him to D tackle. Always thought that was a mistake. And obviously it looks like that was a mistake. And then Jarrett Jackson, a guy who had flashes where he played fairly well this year, especially with Fabian being out. But it seems like once Fabo got back into the rotation, Jarrett's just, his play time just diminished. So those are the two newest additions. we've had how many guys have we had so far? We've had, of course, Sam, the two that we just mentioned. Am I missing somebody, y'all? Let me check. Am I missing somebody? I feel like I'm missing somebody. I feel like FSU's had 4 guys so far, but I could be wrong. Could be wrong. No, I think maybe it's just those 3, right? Just those 3. So just those 3, I think, so far. But like I said, don't be naive. Don't panic. I mean, come on. We got 3 guys in the portal, y'all. Compare that to some of these other teams. A&M loses at least, I don't know the exact numbers, but I think A&M is losing at least 2 players a day. A&M has to be well over 10 players they've lost so far in the portal so far. Same thing with Miami, who had another player hit the portal today. Same thing with Florida. So we're not necessarily in a rebuild at this point. We're literally trimming fat at this point, right? Whereas you see some of these other schools, they are really kind of in a rebuild, right? They're doing a mass overhaul where we are able to cut some fat, man. We're able to cut some fat. A&M has 12 players, right? It's crazy. Young portal players are almost more valuable than high school commits. I have only been saying that from the jump, you know. Bama putting on the pressure, still 7-0. But I pretty much have said that from the jump. It's not about just adding players out of the portal, right? It's about adding the right players out. It's about adding players that give you multiple years of eligibility, who aren't finished products and have fit whatever it is you're trying to do. And this thing's going to continue. There's some players that's ever since Wednesday's show, there's been more players at the portal that I think Florida State has at least got to reach out, get in contact with. I know this weekend they spent most of this weekend hitting the recruiting trail fairly hard, from what I was reading, visiting pretty much all the top prospects that they have committed, and then some of the other guys that they're pursuing. So that's good to see. But I am so intrigued by this portal. I think a lot of teams are going to look drastically different next year. I think Florida State, to a degree, will look fairly different next year, regardless of kind of who stays and who goes. And I'm not talking about via the portal. I'm more so talking about eligibility-wise and NFL draft-wise. I'm right. The portal isn't – hold on. There we go. No wonder I'm sounding off. Microphone wasn't plugged all the way in. The portal isn't even officially open yet. That's why you see all these names hitting the portal, but nobody's picked a team yet. Some of these kids have hit the portal with already knowing where they're going, and have already reached out to programs and have already gotten the green light. So there's that, while some of these other guys will go through another recruiting process. So the portal is what the portal is. It's entertaining. It's fun. It gives teams hope. Especially once you actually start bringing in kids instead of the portal's funny in the sense that every time a kid hits the portal, no one ever says, man, I wish we could have kept that guy, right? It's always, well, he wasn't doing this anyway. He wasn't that anyway. He wasn't this anyway, right? And for our 3 portal players, Sam McCall's the only one that I don't like hitting the portal per se. Sam McCall's the only one that I wish we could have kept. The other 2 kind of, especially Chambry, you saw the writing on the wall there. Jarrett thought maybe he'd stick it out for a final year. Yeah, he probably was getting pushed back in the depth chart, but I still thought maybe he'd be a part of the rotation. But I guess he sees himself in a bigger light, or maybe not even. Some of these guys don't have a choice. I mean, they have a choice, but they're being told, "Hey, man, it's best for you to look elsewhere to play football." So that's really what's going on as of right now. Pretty good. So she's ready for the 5th. I'm ready for the 5th too. I'm ready for Monday. I'm ready to see some more big names. I still think some of the bigger names are not going to drop until after the college football playoff. Some of these guys are going to try to win a ring before hitting the portal. We kind of saw it last year. For those other teams that aren't in the 4, you probably get their guys popping Monday because there's no. I mean, the bowl games are what they are. They're not necessarily meaningful. Doesn't mean they can't be good, entertaining, or fun to watch. But the bowl games aren't necessarily meaningful. That Final Four is meaningful. So if any player that you want from Georgia, he's not going to hit until after the playoffs. And same thing, if there's a Michigan player, the question is, who are the next 2 teams? I think, and this will kind of lead into the games, right? So that's a good segue for the games. That's a good segue for leading into the games. But I think the Final Four, I think you're looking at Ohio State, TCU, Michigan, and Georgia. I think Ohio State got back in the mix with USC getting curb stomped. So, there's that. Let me read over some of these comments. There's some guys, man. There's some guys that have hit the portal, Todd. Tyler brings up another good point. So we'll kind of mix that into some of this portal talk. DJ Chester committed to LSU, and I know he just watched LSU get curb stomped. 50 burger put on him. I think Georgia could have put 60 on him had they really wanted to. He has set an official visit for Florida State, so he's committed, but Atkins has not stopped recruiting him, and he has not stopped listening. DJ Chester will have an official visit to Florida State. I believe it's December 9th. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong there. I believe it's December 9th, and I would love for us to kind of sure that thing up. We'll see how that plays out. He's still listening, so there's something about Florida State that intrigues DJ. I've wanted DJ all along. I expect Florida State to land this kid Otto out of the Keys. He's a 3-star, but he has high upside on the offensive line. So I expect us to land that. They also was able to get a linebacker, 4-star linebacker committed to Virginia, I believe. His name leaves me right now, but you guys probably know who I'm talking about. 4-star backer committed to Virginia, or he's out of Virginia. I don't know if he's committed to Virginia. He's committed to somebody, and it might be Virginia. He's definitely out of Virginia, and they're able to get him on an official visit. So we're making some moves down the stretch. It's going to be all about how we can close. It's going to be all about how we can close here going forward. By all means, feel free to take care of the trolls. I'm not entertaining teams that are below 500, not in a bowl game. Can't even be competitive against Middle Tennessee. I don't entertain those type of fans. So by all means, guys, you guys handle those guys in the comment. I don't entertain that nonsense. Anyway, as we continue, did they pull DJ? Yeah, they did pull DJ. Look at that. I'm sorry. I don't really. DJ's not good. And maybe Cade is better. I don't see it with this Klubnik kid, though. If I'm just being honest. Now, he's young. I get it. But again, I don't see it. I don't think that's a touchdown, but Clemson is about. Oh, they gave it to him. 7. Looks like it's going to be 7-7, but they're going to review that one. What's up, Terrell Thomas? Well, see, here's the problem with that one, Lewis. Bama lost 2 games. Do I think Bama's a better team? Probably. TCU's resume is just better than Alabama's. TCU is 5-1 against top 25. Bama's 3-2. Bama's lost 2 teams in the top 25. TCU's only lost 1, which just happened today. They were 5-0 against top 25 teams. I mean, I think if you're going to do a playoff, the resume has to matter. Yeah, that would definitely wasn't a touchdown. He was out. Resume's got to matter. Like, what's the point of playing games if Bama gets into the Final Four? What's the point of playing the games? TCU has a better resume. Hell, Ohio State has a better resume just off of top 25 victories. Now, I'm not going to tell you that TCU is more talented than Bama. No, I'm not going to say that. But if we're playing football games and football games are supposed to matter, your resume and what you did on the field should speak for itself. It should speak for itself. TCU belongs in the Final Four. That's just the way I look at it. 5-1 against the top 25. Probably should have won today if they actually keep the ball in the hands of the quarterback that was literally carrying them on their back. I mean, TCU belongs in that mix, in my opinion. That's the linebacker I was talking about. DJ's definitely going to transfer. Where he goes, nobody knows. UCLA makes sense. He's a Cali kid. Go back out west and play for Chip. I don't know if he's a Chip Kelly type quarterback though, because he's not accurate enough. But we'll see. Yeah, TCU's QB is the real deal. At least I like him anyway. And that leads us into these games, man. I want to start with UCF. Look, I don't usually do this. I don't usually bring up UCF because y'all are at the kiddie table. Yes, you've had some good years. You know, you're a better program than you were. Hey, stop that yelling. And he yells. That dang kid. UCF has been a competitive team for the last decade. They're a better team, obviously, than they were, 15 years ago or so, they say. Purdue is 7-7. Okay, keep us updated on that one, Randy. How you doing, by the way? Purdue 7-7 with Michigan. Man, if Michigan loses, the floodgates, bro. I don't even know how to pick a Final Four. If Michigan loses, that's a touchdown. Touchdown, Clemson. UCF, man, you went out there and you got boat raced by, what was it, Tulane? You don't belong. Look, we the state champs for a reason, okay? You don't belong in the conversation. I'm sorry. It's one thing to lose. It's one thing to get skull dragged in your conference championship game. So there's that. We got 7-7 Purdue and Michigan. You've got, man, how many of you guys watched that game? That game last night was really the problem I have with Lincoln Riley teams and the Pac-12 in general. The Pac-12 fools some of y'all every single year. I think Lincoln Riley, and I told y'all when they hired Lincoln Riley that he was going to be successful at USC. I think he's just a year or two away, probably 2 or 3 years away from getting that team competitive on a national scene. In a lot of ways, Utah did a lot of us a favor because Georgia would have done what they did today against USC. They would have destroyed USC because USC is weak in the middle on both sides of the ball. Their trenches are absolutely god awful, and I saw that in the first quarter. So and the crazy thing is they jumped out 17-3, and I wasn't impressed because you could see it. You know what you're looking at. You can see it. Now, how much did Caleb Williams getting hurt have to do with USC? This much. I think if Caleb was healthy, they put up more points, but I still don't think they win that game. They couldn't block. And they couldn't get penetration. Utah manhandled them up front from the jump. And if you take a look at it, what has been the best Pac-12 team in the last 10 years? In the last 10 years, what has been the best Pac-12 team? That 2014 Oregon team. Why was that Oregon team so successful and so competitive even on the national scale? Go check the lines. Go check the trenches. They had actually NFL players on their D-line and offensive line. 2014 team was better than Washington's 2016 team. So think about that. One team in 10 years out of the Pac-12 was actually, it had nothing to do with the spread, dang baby. It had everything to do with how they were built up front. Everything to do with how they were built up front. On top of the fact that they ran, 2014, they were still kind of running an offense that wasn't as widespread as it is now, right? So so you get a very accurate quarterback who, if you just give him time, can make throws. You can block it. You can rush a passer, stop the run. That Oregon team was maybe the most completely built team out of the Pac-12 in the last 10 years. Since then, it just is what it is. Not surprised by what happened last night. There's a reason why Florida beat Utah. Florida could control the line of scrimmage, at least on one side of the ball. So while Florida couldn't control the line of scrimmage defensively, they could score enough points offensively because they could block it up. So it's just the way it is. I think they did us a favor by getting you. Yeah, I just saw that UNC fumbled and a terrible handoff. And this is what UNC does, man. They give you glimpses of being a good football team. Yes, DeForest Buckner I think they had DeForest Buckner and an Armstead or something like that. They had dudes. Yeah, they had dudes on that team, on that 14 team, Lewis, which is my point. Eric Stead or something. They had two like big time DNs, 3-4 DN, 5 techs, like five technique guys. They had two of those guys on that roster, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure DeForest Buckner was definitely one of them. And it is now, hold on, let me update this score because it is now just like that. 14-7 Clemson. There we go. So that's the way I look at it. And then we talked about the TCU. Kansas State game. That was just a great game to watch. Again, man, I like that. I like that quarterback out of TCU, man. He's a gamer, man. He's a gamer. I like that dude. I like that kid. And I thought it was an absolutely ridiculous call to take the ball out of his hands with the game on the line. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do that. Hold on, guys. What other games did we have? We talked about UCF. We talked about. That's really about it. Am I missing a game that kind of mattered? You got Jackson State played today. They will finish their season undefeated. So Jackson State did play today. I believe the score was like 40 something. I don't know. Let me look. They won They won big. They won big in that one, Jackson State. So, speaking of Jackson State, bro, they over here acting like fools, and I'm trying not to act like fools with them. But speaking of Jackson State, man, it's all but been confirmed, and this is the topic of on a championship weekend. This has stole the headlines, and for good reasons. But Deion Sanders to the Colorado Buffaloes. I have so many different thoughts about this. I will start this off by saying that is one of the most intriguing moves in a long time. Maybe even when Lincoln Riley left for USC, I thought that was like a match made in heaven. This move, I don't know if it's a match made in heaven. I don't know the end result here, but it's very interesting. And it's for a few reasons. This is not the ones. I think it's obvious at this point, right? This is not the one-stop shop for Deion. Like Colorado's not the move that he's gonna end his career on, depending on how long he coaches. But Colorado is a unique situation because of what I was saying earlier about the Pac-12. Deion's gonna bring a sizable amount, I believe, of portal players with him to Colorado. Obviously, his son and Hunter. I know there's a lot of talk in FSU circles about Hunter which I believe Hunter will hit the portal once this move gets announced. But if you don't think Hunter's following Deion, look, it's okay to be optimistic and think that he would circle back. That's fine. I'm not saying it's impossible. There's probably a 0.2% chance of that happening, in my opinion. Hunter's going to follow Deion to Colorado because he trusts him. If you went to play for that man in Chucalissa, Mississippi, or wherever that place is, you're going to go with him to Boulder, Colorado. That's just what I believe. Obviously, his son will be the quarterback there next year. It's a soft landing spot, in my opinion, from the standpoint of he should be able to compete right away. Because the Pac-12 plays no defense. The Pac-12 isn't going to offer him any type of real resistance, in my opinion. And he's going to live off of the portal the same way he's lived off of the portal at JSU. If he can win games, he'll recruit better. I don't know what their facilities and all that, but I know Colorado has a lot more resources than Jackson State. Again, it's a soft landing spot. It gets him a chance to have his son prove himself in the Pac-12. I mean, look at some of the quarterback numbers that were put up and look at Penix and Caleb Williams. Crazy numbers there in the Pac-12. So Shedeur should be able to replicate his numbers, I believe, in that conference. Hunter will be the best athlete probably on the field most nights. I think it's a good landing spot. Yeah, Bo Nix, who went from looking like really subpar in the SEC, had his best season of his career at Oregon in the Pac-12. So Seminole J and others, you get what I'm saying. Soft landing spot for Deion. He's able to make more money, obviously. Whether or not you think Colorado has a lot of money doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter because that's not really what I believe he's there for. He's there, in my opinion. He's going to get his son to the NFL. Deion's probably going to be there for another 2 or 3 years. I think, he was at Jackson State 3 years. He's probably going to be at Colorado for 3 years. If he can turn that thing around, well, and what is turning it around? He's not going to, in my opinion, he's not winning 11, 12 games in Colorado. If he can get the 8, 9 wins, maybe sneak in a 10-win season, sneak in a conference championship appearance, I even think that's a bit of a stretch because USC's not going nowhere. Oregon's not going anywhere. UCLA and Chip Kelly is doing the damn thing. So I don't really know if he can do that. But he can put up points. He can put up numbers. He can win some ball games. I don't know what their out of conference schedule looks like. But Colorado's right on par. I mean, with some, I see somebody say Dilly got the head coach job out there. Dillingham's at Arizona State. What's the better program? You tell me. Because I don't really know. I don't have an answer. I don't know what the better program is. I don't really know the better program. So as far as a football move, it's not as bad as a move as some people have made it out to be. People are like, he should have took Auburn. No, he should have not. He should have never taken the Auburn job. And I'm gonna tell you why he shouldn't have taken the Auburn job. And again, I'm just talking from a strictly on the field standpoint. You do not want to be rebuilding in the SEC West at Auburn with Brian Kelly at LSU. Nick say, I mean, we know the names of the head coaches there. Lane Kiffin still at Ole Miss. Deion does not want to rebuild at Auburn. No. You would have been doomed to failure. Because that first season at Auburn's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for Hugh Freeze. It damn sure would have been tough for Deion Sanders. Right? No, you don't go to Auburn for your first gig because you're setting yourself up to lose. Colorado, again, that's just a soft landing spot, in my opinion. Not a ton of expectations. And we'll see kind of we'll just see how he goes about it. Should be able to pay for better staff up there. People that I know that have lived and been in Colorado, they love it. They say it's a beautiful place to be. So, see what do y'all think? I'm talking. What do y'all think? You think he should have went to South Florida? South Florida is another interesting job. I think there's a reason why he took Colorado though and not South Florida. Do you think Prime will be able to get recruits to come? He's definitely going to get, your portal guys. Will he be able to flat out recruit? He's going to have to dig into Texas. He has Texas connections. So he should be able to get. Deion should be able to get a Colorado is not Nebraska. There are things to do in Colorado. Again, like I said, people that I know that have lived there and been there for years say it's a beautiful place to be. So I don't think it's not Nebraska. I believe that's happening as well. I know they're having a meeting Sunday. If we can get Colorado to semi-respectable position, that would be a win. Yeah, no defenses, which is why I think, again, soft landing spot. He gonna put FSU somehow, some way on his schedule. We'll see. I doubt it. Our out of conference schedule is all but shored up. If you don't know, like we got home and homes with like Bama and Georgia in the coming years. Our out of conference schedule isn't exactly a cakewalk in the next coming years. I mean, would it? I don't know. I don't necessarily agree. Why would it be? What? And I've had this conversation on Twitter with some people. What would be a great decision for Travis Hunter? I'm curious. I would be curious to know what would be a great decision for Hunter. I don't think Colorado's a bad decision for him at all. That could be interesting. That running back at American Heritage, Fletcher, he's also been in contact with Deion as per reports. Georgia Tech's Georgia Tech is a flashy pick because of Atlanta. Georgia Tech's, I don't think, a great pick for Deion because of the academic standards that they have. Yeah, Colorado's cold, so. And Texas gets cold as hell too. Facts. Yeah, D. Thompson, I know. Everybody I talk to that's been stationed over there say it's beautiful. They love it. Most people didn't want to leave it. So, again, this isn't a Nebraska situation where there's like literally nothing out there in Nebraska. I even know people that's from Nebraska be like, there's nothing out there outside of like 2 big cities. Again, interesting. It's going to be interesting to see going forward. What makes Florida look? I don't. Would I love to have Travis Hunter? Sure. Travis Hunter probably still needs a year to get bigger. Travis Hunter didn't. First of all, he was injured a lot in his freshman year, and I don't think he was able to physically develop at JSU. And I think this is one of the reasons why Primetime's moving, because when you start, we talk about JSU, and we're going to get into the deeper conversation of this in a minute. But we talk about a JSU, and I remember Master P. If you don't know who Master P is, former rapper, business mogul. He had one of his sons. I forget which one. I believe he had one of his sons. They were playing in an HBCU in basketball, and they said they had to leave because they wanted to support it. They wanted to be a part of it. But just the facilities, the training, the physical development was just lacking all across the board. I believe the same was happening for JSU. I just believe he wouldn't be able to get players physically where they need to be, right? And I think that's one of the reasons why he left and why he's going to take Hunter with him. If you don't think Hunter's going with him, I think, it's kind of it's a pipe dream. But I'd be shocked if Hunter didn't follow him to Colorado. What about Colorado and the realignment? Pac-12 is about to die. Colorado ain't a sought-after program. Well, he's not going to be there that long. Deion's not going to be there for 7-8 years. I don't know obviously we'll see the contract details. It'd probably be like a 5-year, $5 million. I think his rumored to be getting 5 per. I don't know the deals, but he won't be there the entire contract, especially if he's able to win some games. If he's able to get Colorado to bowl games, again, winning that 8 to 9 to 10 wins, at least a couple of those years, another big program will come out. They'll seek him out. I doubt it. He didn't do that at JSU. I don't. Right? We all make mistakes in the past. I think he maybe learned from the past. Decision, probably find a school that gives him the best position. Probably Alabama, Georgia, or Pac-12 Big Ten team. If you're talking about Hunter, again, I'm not sure if we're talking about Deion or Hunter here. Hunter's coming home. We'll see. I don't believe he comes home. Yeah, I know one place he ain't going either. But I'll let people believe what they want to believe. Ridiculous, right? Ridiculous. So if you get into now, if you want to have the conversation about, so here's the conversation about Deion. Again, I actually like the move to Colorado in terms of, I just think it's an interesting move and it's going to be fun to watch. Right now, I couldn't tell you if that thing's going to work or fail. I really don't have an answer for it. I'm just excited to watch it. I really am. I think Colorado is interesting. I wouldn't call Colorado a sleeping giant. I think that's a bit of a stretch, but I think they are a very interesting place for a coach like him, because he is going to bring an attention to Colorado that has not been there for some time. Since maybe Cordell Stewart was there? Right? So, again, it's just going to be, in my opinion, very fun to watch. Can he convince kids, and this is a new age of football, y'all. Not only can he convince kids to come there, but then can he keep them there? And he's going to be in some high-profile games. You're going to get Lincoln Riley versus Deion Sanders. You're going to get Chip Kelly versus Deion. Good old Kenny Dillingham versus Deion. Dan Lanning versus. You're going to get some fun matches. The soundbite should be cool. I'm excited for it, and I think it's going to be interesting to watch. Now, the question, though, or the part of this that has sparked the most debate is that Dion sell a lie or is he a hypocrite? Did Dion use HBCUs as a way to up his profile? I think it's a bit of a loaded question. The short answer from me, in my opinion, is no. I don't think he necessarily used them, but he actually kind of did. Like it's a kind of a weird Purdue up 10-7. It's a weird dynamic here. Here's what I'll say. He did a lot for that single university. Because of Deion Sanders, Jackson State they got new facilities. They like revamped the entire stadium, new uniforms. I mean, what he did for that single university maybe can't be measured. I don't know who they signed. And see, I don't think he used Jackson State at all. I think he did more for Jackson State than probably any person in the history of that school. I mean, come on. What he did for Jackson State is, again, can't really be measured. And he's not going to take every kid on that roster with him. So, and I'll throw Willie Taggart at it. I wouldn't be shocked if a Jackson State reached out to Willie Taggart and said, come over here and man, and keep that alive. And can Willie Taggart kind of recruit? I don't think he's recruiting at the Dion level. Problem with Willie at this point in Willie's career is that he's had two places where he's failed drastically, in FAU and FSU. But I still think Willie can connect with kids, and you'll see Plies over there in Mississippi with Willie, and they'll be selling the dream and they'll be selling the culture. So you might get that over there. I don't think he used Jackson State. I actually think he boosts that entire institution. But I think we what's the word? I can't get the word out, but it's like on the tip of my tongue. But we pumped up this HBCU stuff for prime time that I don't think was legit. And I've said this all along. And other people with maybe more credibility than me said the same things. Dion didn't do anything for the HBCU that wasn't already been done at one point. FAMU is still the biggest brand in Black college football. FAMU is still the biggest brand. It's the most notable brand in Black college football. Grambling is probably the second most notable brand. The golden black or yellow and black G and the Rattler are the two of the biggest brands, and you see them all the time. I don't think Jackson State's, matter of fact, I know that Jackson State's not even on that level. Dion was able to shed light, and you were able to see guys like Eddie George come over, get jobs, and some of these other guys. And at the same time, and I said this all along, he didn't do anything, in my opinion, that was boosting HBCUs as a whole. In my opinion, he didn't do anything that boosted them as a whole. What he did for Jackson State, amazing. But I didn't see anybody else recruiting like a Jackson State. He didn't, in 3 years, he didn't have the impact, right? And I guess Dion ain't swag, right? But in 3 years, in my opinion, he didn't. There wasn't this ripple effect around HBCU. I mean, come on. Let's be honest about it, right? There wasn't no ripple effect. You blowing especially this year, you blowing everybody out by 20, 30 points a game. That I don't know how that made the league better. And I'm not knocking him for that. I'm just saying that's his job is go out there and win games. I just, you know, I don't think he made the league HBCUs better. I think he made Jackson State better. Right? I think he made Jackson State better. I don't think he did anything for the HBCU that hadn't already been done. Had he stayed there longer, he could have, but he didn't. Had he got where he would have really made in my opinion, where Deion would have really made a impact. Had he got kids drafted imagine if he could have put a first round talent at a JSU. Now there's this impact, but he didn't stay there long enough to do that, right? He didn't stay there long enough to do that. Now, the only thing I will say, Howard's another one. I'm sorry, I didn't even mention Howard. But there is one thing, however, that I do have a problem with. And it's not. People are going to kill Travis Hunter, and people have already started killing Deion for this. You did sell. You portrayed your move as we're doing it for the culture. We're here to show you what you can be at this level. Again, the man's allowed to go do what he wants to do, the same way I'm allowed to critique it. So if you have a problem with what I'm saying, I'm not the only person that has these sentiments, but guys like Travis Hunter, and Travis Hunter's a kid. And I'm sure he probably felt what he said when he said it about coming to the HBCUs and being different and doing it for the culture and all that. He didn't know Deion would take a Colorado job. But we're going to find out how much he cared about being at Jackson State and doing it for the culture, or how much he actually cared about Deion. Again, this isn't a reason to stone him, tear him down, but I think Deion Sanders sold a vision of I'm doing this to show people that we can be better or as good as PWOs, predominantly white, or PWIs, predominantly white institutions. The problem is you took the first, you took the first offer that came to you. You feel me? So, but when and Champ 99 kind of hits it with this first part, when you're making $300K and $5 million comes calling you, you're not taking that job. I don't care who you are. So for me, again, I don't really, it doesn't bother me, but I could understand those that may have been bothered or may be bothered. I can understand those that may have bought in to the dream. I can understand those that really thought this guy was here to really change something. You feel me? I can understand that. And I do think that is a valid criticism, in my opinion, of you sold a dream of that it was bigger than football. You sold a dream that it was bigger than football. And it turns out that it's not really bigger than football, which again is okay. Okay. But I think most people kind of said it all along. Let's not pretend, Yes, sir. Okay. Let's not pretend. So I'm interested to get some of y'all's thoughts. I kind of went on for a long time right there, but that's just really, like I said, I had a lot of stuff to say about this. I am Very interested in watching this. And he dropped it. Well, that was good defense. But I'm very interested in the move. I'm very interested to watch how this thing plays out. But there's some contradictions in what was said and how this played out. It was fun while it lasted. We'll see if somebody can piggyback off of what Deion put in place there at JSU and maybe go forward. I'm not so sure, but I would be interested to see. Yeah, let's go to the comment sections real quick and see what y'all talking about. And they just blocked the field. That's like everybody blocking field goals this year. I feel like more field goals have been blocked this year than I can remember. Still 14-7 North Carolina. And apparently Purdue's up 10-7 on Michigan. So we watching that. Coaches use schools to springboard to other schools all the time, holding Deion to this ridiculous standard. The city of Jackson, Mississippi is straight impoverished. Deion did not use that school. He brought life to it. I agree. Wholeheartedly agree with that. Of course, FAM's still bigger than JSU. It absolutely is. You get offered $5 million a year to get out of Jackson, you take it. Agreed? FSU, Grambling, Southern, and Howard, then Jackson State or Tuskegee. I can agree with your statement. Deion was never going to be a lifer. In order to make that conference better, he would have to be there long term. Man, coaches move all the time. It's still a job. Deion had D1 talent playing FCS talent. I think he's a little overhyped. The only reason he didn't stay long enough and isn't an HBCU lifer is Deion's ego. He could have made that difference. He chose not to because Deion is all about Deion. Prime sold a dream. Deion is about Deion, and that's all right. Prime was making $300K. I read this one, but that's a good point, champ. The culture doesn't matter when millions start getting thrown. He did make a difference on a national signing day. People were talking about HBUs. No, they were talking about Jackson State and Deion. No other HBCU made any waves. I think that's the kind of thing that kind of gets misrepresented here. And it's kind of thing I've been saying kind of all along, like Jackson State isn't all the HBCUs. Jackson State got a ton of publicity. Ain't nobody talking about any of these other schools. Ain't nobody talking about Howard. Ain't nobody talking about none of these Bethune. Nobody's talking about these other schools. So let's not get it twisted. You know what I mean? I think we just get we I don't think he did for HBCUs what people think. I do think he did a lot for Jackson State though, in that community. I think he did a lot for that community as well. I can agree with your statement. Nothing wrong with it at all. I would add more on my opinion with the situation, but you're 100% correct. Thank you. I don't know if I'm 100% correct, but I'm glad you agree. I'm agreed, Polk. He needed more time. Deion's all about Deion. Needed more time with poor facilities and no money coming to the program. Anybody thought Deion was staying were fools. Before Deion ever coached a game, he didn't do their homework on him. You're right, bro. Two things can be true. Man, you could have saw it a mile away. That Deion was all about Deion. Let's get off topic for a minute, please. They're saying the bowl game we're going to be. Don't know. We don't know how these bowls are going to play out, Wanda, because we still got games like this to play. So we have no idea. If Hunter doesn't follow Deion, that will let us know exactly what he thinks about his sudden coaching change. I was thinking the money wasn't a big deal for Deion, but it really is. I think a lot of people thought that too. I remember that was one of the talking points was like, Deion doesn't need the money. He's not at Jackson State for the money. Well, no smart businessman, no smart man. I don't think anybody just lets $5 million go away though. Right? $5 million is $5 million. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So Deion doesn't owe. No, he doesn't. He doesn't owe. No, he sure doesn't. Coach Prime is out to prove all the naysayers that he can coach at the P5 institution to be successful. Nothing different than him playing for the Atlanta Braves Falcons in the same season. Do I see Hunter leaving? Yes. Paul, I texted my LSU friend when Georgia blocked the field goal. He said he got flashbacks. Lincoln Riley is about Lincoln Riley. Brian Kelly. I mean, yeah, we can definitely go on and on about that. I don't disagree with any of that. I think all those coaches are about those coaches, which is why Lincoln Riley leaves Oklahoma in the middle of the night and goes to USC. That's why Brian Kelly leaves Notre Dame in the middle of the night. It's why Jimbo backdoors his way out of FSU and goes to A&M. Because at the end of the day, these coaches have families and they're going to try to make the most money possible. And if a dumb athletic program like Texas A&M wants to pay Jimbo Fisher the most ridiculous contract in the history of ball, why the hell wouldn't Jimbo take it? I think the only thing Florida State fans have ever asked for Jimbo is that he would have left on better terms. Is that he would have actually done his job until he left. He would have actually continued to recruit. He wouldn't have tanked the season. That's the only thing Florida State fans ask for Jimbo. And this is why there's a deep hatred or disdain there for Jimbo. But any rational person, you weren't going to leave that money on the table. And Florida State wasn't going to match it. Anybody that thought Deion was staying were fooled by their desire and not reality. Do these guys even care when they get their degree from? Like, does that? I don't. For the big time athlete, and this is generally speaking, right? You can find excuses for everybody, but generally speaking, I would probably say no. And we're up 21-7 in North Carolina, man. They just are. Unfortunately, North Carolina is, man, who we thought they were. And it's 21-7 Clemson. I might put on this Michigan game. At least that seems to be more interesting. I don't know. But if Carolina don't score here, man, I'm probably going to put on the Michigan game. Hold on, guys. Let me go back to the comments. You guys got a lot of thoughts on this, which is good. I knew this conversation would spark a lot of talk because it's been sparking talk all over social media. So I figured I don't see how Deion leaving benefits us. First of all, other than Hunter, Deion wasn't affecting Florida State, guys. Stop it. Yes, Hunter, that's it. It's not like we were in recruiting battles against Deion Sanders and losing him and losing out. Stop. It's possible. I mean, think about it. If you're Ennis and you didn't want to go to Jackson State because you didn't feel like you were really going to be able to get the type of development and face the type of competition you wanted, well, you can go to Colorado and, again, soft landing spot. Ennis can probably put up numbers in the Pac-12. It wouldn't be a bad move. Just saying. Nobody mentions it, right? Nobody mentions it. Kind of the point, right? Because it was never about HBCUs, which it is what it is. Michigan scored. I might turn that game on. That game seems a little bit more competitive. Bro, everybody needs $5 million a year. I don't care who you exactly. Let me scroll a little faster down the comment section. Oh my God, Boxing Monster. Oh yeah, DJ got benched. DJ definitely got benched. So caught up here in the comments. So yeah, man, it's that's the prime talk. Big news. I'm excited again. I'm excited to watch how that thing plays out. Where do I think Sam might land? Could Sam go to Colorado? He could. Sam could go to Colorado. A part of me doesn't think Sam stays, at least not with the big three. I could potentially see Miami to play with Cromartie, but I think that's an interesting take for Miami. I want Sam to go somewhere and be successful, but if you're Mario Cristobal and your whole message after an abysmal year has been about accountability and building the right culture and bringing in the right players. How does Sam McCall fit that bill? I don't want to say Sam quit on us, but Sam kind of quit on us. How does that, so I don't know. So I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see where he ends up. Let's see, Irv, what's going on with you? So far, we've talked portal stuff, we've talked championship weekend, and we've been talking about prime time here for the last, 30 plus minutes. Now, we play against Ennis in state game December 16th, by the way. Had a good talk with Randy Shannon last night. Our game, he was coming for Ruben Bain. Shout out to Randy. I don't think we get Ruben, though. I don't think we get Bain, but at least they're recruiting him. Will Dion still be at Colorado in 2 to 3 years? Transfers need to ask themselves that. I mean, is any coach going to be there in 2 to 3 years? Unless you're Nick Saban, bro, or Dabo Sweeney. There's not a coach you can name that's, and I'm talking like major winning coaches. Like Kevin Coleman, he probably will. The thing about Coleman is I don't know if he's as big as Coleman had him a TD. Okay, that's what's up. I don't know if Coleman's as big as a priority, but he could. What y'all think about Denver here? I mean, I know he's a talented kid. I also, from what I heard, had a lot of problems over there at A&M. So Denver Harris is probably in the same boat as Avante Williams, where, yeah, they're talented. Don't know if Mike looks at, for better or for worse, we can debate on, should we target just some, you can argue every good team has a couple loose screws on it, right? I don't know if Mike recruits a Denver Harris though. Apparently, he had got into a lot of issues over there in his time at A&M. Ruben going to Auburn. You think he's gonna go to Auburn? I think he goes to Miami. I think Hunter goes to Colorado. We can get to do what? Let's talk some more portal stuff. We've talked about Dion, and I see some stuff. What we can get Jeff Sims off the transfer portal to do what? Why would Florida State waste time and resources on Jeff Sims? I'm not necessarily knocking Jeff Sims, but he's a quarterback. What is Jeff Sims? What are we bringing in a Jeff Sims for? What do you feel about taking a D tackle from Western Michigan? I'd rather have a Power 5 backup. Well, I'm just going to trust the evaluation process, right? A lot of teams seem to like him, but I know A&M has had a couple D linemen hit the portal, big time guys. Can we look at some of those? There's going to be a ton of talent, though. I told you guys Wednesday, I wouldn't fall in love with really anybody that hits the portal. Like, wait till Monday. I wouldn't fall in love with too many guys because there's just going to be more guys. I mean, more guys are going to hit tomorrow. Hell, probably once midnight strikes, thing might blow up in the middle of the night. What up, William? Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you at all. I think I alluded to that. Colorado's a soft landing spot. If he wants to get his son to the league, the truth be told, no scouts are probably looking at him at that level. If he can go to the Pac-12, put up same or better numbers, more eyes will be on Shedeur. I think a lot of this has to do with Shedeur Sanders getting to the NFL more so than it has to do with, I don't know, some of the other things. Obviously, $5 million, but also getting Shadur Sanders more exposure. NFL, no. I don't think Deion works in the NFL. Guys will respect him in the league, but at the same time, what makes him college made is he brings an excitement of recruitment. And I know a lot of people think, well, these kids ain't even watched Deion. They don't know Deion. And there's some truth to that. But people act like Deion wasn't coaching at the All-American games for all these years. Deion's been around the high school, college game for a long time. So this notion that kids don't know him is not true. The legend of Jeff Sims continue. Nine told about to snatch up Ennis. He about to wreck. He should be our next coach. Oh, really? Coming from Boxing Monster. I thought Mike Norvell was the GOAT. So you're quitting on Mike? And it might be, but the only way he gets that job is if Mike fails. And I've said this before. It has nothing to do with Mike. I just don't want Mike to fail because that means we're starting over. So it might be his end game. I'm just not so sure. Well, Keldrick has been flirting with Auburn for a while now. I told y'all before about Keldrick and the fact that if there was the one player you wanted to watch was Keldrick and Auburn. I don't know how Hugh Freeze. I don't know if that move is good or bad for Keldrick. Don't know. Yeah, we do. We absolutely do. I believe Auburn because our quarterback got an offer from Auburn out of nowhere, and I love my kids, but definitely wasn't Auburn worthy yet. And I believe he is what a package deal with Ruben. Interesting. Yeah, he's still there. Will it be tomorrow? I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or Tuesday. Not sure. I don't think it's tomorrow. I'm interested in what we do at tight end. Well, I know they're getting this they've been really recruiting this JUCO tight end pretty heavy. I forget his name. He's like 6'7". So they're very interested in him. Oh, okay. Considering and setting up a visit is two totally different things. But again, the guy's been flirting with Auburn for a while. I saw on War Chant recruiting show, coaches are looking at kids' performance and grading over their star ratings at a high school. Verse would support that. I believe him and our quarterback are going to be a package deal to Auburn. BB, man, I ain't seen you in a while. Man, the ghost of Christmas past. They just continue to pop up here. What's going on, BB? Yes, I did see what Stephen A said about the whole Deion thing and us. Yes, I did see that. I don't know if they're giving up on him or if they're just saying that Deion's trying to get here. I don't. Man, I've been fighting for 2 years about whether even I've given up on. I've gone back and forth with people about Mike Norvell for the last couple of years. I don't think that people are starting to give up on him after a 9-3 season. Keldrick has not set up an official. Who do I want? I've been saying it all along. I want Texas. That's the guy I'm talking about. South Carolina would be interesting. That's not a bad game. They are picking bowl games tomorrow, Peter. You sure? I feel like they would let it marinate a little more because the college football rankings don't come out till Tuesday. Man, that Clemson D line is storming. How do I feel about Adam Fuller? I'm seeing a lot of debates with FSU media if we should hire a DC. I think it's extremely hard, and there's no hiding it here. I've not been the biggest Fuller fan, but this year I've had very little to say, and I think it's extremely hard to fire a guy who's going to finish in the top 15 in defense. As a matter of fact, it's extremely hard to fire a guy who COVID year we're like 100 and something. Year 2, he's like a top 60 defense. Year 3, literally a top 15 defense. I don't know how you fire that guy. I don't know how you don't look at that guy and say, man, they've progressed. People say that we don't have the talent. So what is it, coaching or talent? I debate with people all the time. Oh, Florida State's not that talented. Regardless of what I think about the talent level, people say all the time, oh, we're not that talented. But somehow we got a top 15 defense? Man, that's wild. Sounds like coaching to me. So tomorrow are the bowling out. So if we'll find out tomorrow, guys, man, where we end up. I don't think Deion fits in with the NFL. Who did they hire? Who did they hire, Tony? You want Oklahoma? Leonard said he's not leaving. Okay, so it is tomorrow. We'll find out who we play tomorrow. Hell, I might do a live tomorrow and once we figure out who we play. If we get Chester, nobody else, what do you think? I mean, if we get Chester and nobody else, I don't like that. Don't get me wrong, I want Chester, but we should be closing on more than just Chester. I mean, we are recruiting way more than just Chester, so no. I want Oregon. Okay. I still personally would like some changes this year, but I do understand. I still think you keep your OC. Obviously, we'll see. It's interesting that I don't really think like Atkins has been getting too much coaching, which is a good thing for us, right? Keep your DC, keep your OC. I still think there's some position changes we can make, but I agree with you. Like if you don't, what Florida State potentially is bringing back and could add in this offseason, and if you're not, and with the elimination of the divisions, if you're not in the conference championship game, I think, or if you don't improve, I mean, 9-3, it's kind of hard. Like obviously you got to 10-2. There's only a minimum levels up after 9-3. But if you're not 9-3 or better next year, then I think the changes got to be made for sure. Kevin, I do not. Nothing against Trey, but Trey only has 1 year eligibility. So what is he really bringing to your room is number one. And again, that train is passed, man. The Trey Sanders train is passed, in my opinion. We have a deep running back room. Bringing in a guy with 1 year to me doesn't benefit. And it doesn't benefit anybody. I don't even think it benefits Trey because I'm not so sure Trey's better. I've watched Trey at Alabama, guys, and he couldn't really crack the rotation, and he stayed injured. I'm not sure Trey's better than our Trey. I don't think Trey Sanders is better than our Trey Benson. So I'll take my Trey over their Trey. I'll just say that. They got the OC from Tennessee. Okay. What do you want, son? You want the Trojans? I think we would. I think we would put some work on USC. People wanted to kill me last night because I said I think we would work USC. USC can't block us, and I'll stand on that. And if you just watch Utah run it down USC's throat, or we'll put on a display like we put on against Miami against USC. I'm almost for certain. I'm not saying we beat them 45-3. I'm just saying we would be able to run at will against them boys, and they wouldn't be able to block us. Verse would have an LSU type game against USC. I wholeheartedly believe we would beat USC fairly comfortably by at least 2 scores, 40-30 something, like 40. I don't know, 42 to. I'll say by at least 10 points. Call me crazy. I could care less. I would like that. And we do have an easy schedule. You're right. Very, very easy schedule next year. Oh, they did? Oh, yeah, he's gone, guys. He's gone. He can't. Wow, Jacksonville State canceled his post-game media. He's gone. He's gone. I mean, we already knew he was gone, but I mean, if that doesn't confirm it, I don't know what to tell you. What's up, Pharrell? Appreciate you tuning in while at work, man. Make that money. Tulane? I don't want to play Tulane, bro. That's not a... What do we get out of playing Tulane? Hell, we could have went 7-5 and played Tulane. I want to play... you just want to play the game because it's close. I get you. I want to play. I want to play a prominent, at least a team with a name. I want to play a team with a big name. Good question from Briley right here. From the portal, 2 to 3 on the D line, 1 linebacker, 2 corners, 1 safety, 2 O linemen. Thoughts? Yeah, I think you're about right on the money there. Look at Klubnik out here looking like, I don't know, Steve Young. Let me stop. I agree with you. 2 or 3 on the D line. Preferably that's 2 D tackles, 1 edge rusher. 1 to 2 backers, but definitely 1, right? Definitely got to add at least 1 backer. 2 DQ. So yeah, you're about in the same. I was saying 3 DBs. I see you said 2 corners and 1 safety. I'm with you. 3 DBs. And I'm almost positive they're going to add 2 to 3 offensive linemen. I would say, and I stand on this, I would add 1 receiver. 1, but he's not a Deuce Span. Again, no knock on Deuce Span, but that's a project. Give me 1 legit receiver. And that's the guy out of Oregon. But there's other big receivers out there that you can get. Give me 1 legit receiver. Injuries happen. And I don't know if you can have enough weapons, and I think you may lose a guy or 2 out of the portal from that room. I'm with you, Corey. I'm not mad at you. But I think some of that could be. So I think some of Fuller's shortcomings that we may have with a better cast around him. Would you agree with that, Corey? Because I do. I agree with most of what you said, though. I actually agree with pretty much the whole statement. I think better DB coach maybe fix what the issues that me and you would have with Fuller's defense. Look at Klubnik. He can't throw, but the man just running the ball. I tell you, man, Steve Young out here. I think Fuller is a Mike guy in that he's not going anywhere unless the wheels completely fall off. He didn't want those questions. Oregon versus FSU, not as interesting now that Dillingham is gone. Prime ain't wrong. No, I said it myself. I don't think Prime owes. I think Prime did a lot for Jackson State, and ain't nobody leaving $5 million when he was getting paid $300K. Yes, he is. He's already said he's staying. He put too much air on that pass. My thing with the bowl is I'm satisfied with 9 wins, so I'm happy for FSU to play a real team. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. If people want to say our 9 wins are fraudulent, which I've heard, You lost to the only ranked teams you played, even though they completely ignored LSU. But whatever. Oh, you lost to every ranked team you played, and this and that. Okay, give me Texas. Give me a big time team in the bowl game. Let's see. I don't care either way. I don't want to play a Tulane. I just But come home, Marvin. Hey, I'm with you. I just don't think he enters the portal. I don't care who we play in the bowl game. I'm just glad we won 9. I feel you, man. If we can get that Tafasi another year, if we can get Tafasi, bro, this year for Tafasi was important. I think he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be in the rotation next year. I think he's gonna be in the rotation. Polk, do you think Ward leaves? I saw on Fanatics video saying rumors of him going into the portal. Trayshawn Ward? Is that who we're talking about? If I don't know if Trayshawn's fit, I don't know why Florida State would want him to leave when he's, in my opinion, I know Benson came on by the end, but we'll see. I don't think he goes anywhere. I don't want him to. I like the 1-2 punch of him and Benson because they have different running styles. They bring different things to the table. I think it's a very effective 1-2 punch. No, Jeff Sims is not. Stop it. What are you talking about? Ooh. Obviously, this is going to see who we bring in the portal, right? Yeah, I'm about to turn this off, man. UNC's getting boat race. This isn't fun to watch. Let's put on this Michigan game. We'll see who we bring in the portal, man. If you made me guess right now, I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes, but not at tackle. I think he plays inside if he starts. I think we bring in more than just 9 guys. Again, I think you're gonna have about 10 to 12 guys cycle out, so you got to replace those guys. And I do know, obviously, with the high school ranks, that kind of works into that number. But yeah, I think you can still probably add. I mean, I think a lot of these teams you're gonna see. There's so much talent in the portal. I think it would be smart to add, 8 or 9 guys, man. We do need linebackers. Bethune and Deloach are coming back. Lundy, Gaynor, Grant plus high school, Ward, Nicholson. Polk, are there any high school recruits you would take over portal guys? I would. In terms of what, Marcus? Like, I obviously think both are. I almost think both are equally as important. But I do think your high school players are important, but for a different reason. Your high school players kind of, they are your, man, I don't even know how to word it. I just think your high school guys can be a direct reflection maybe on how successful your program is, where the perception is if you're in the portal a lot, well, your program must not be that successful because you can't relate to high school kid. Now, I've been on the record. I think the portal is way more important than some people are getting credit for. I think a lot of people are actually starting to coming around to the portal. But and what the portal gives you is they give you developed freshmen. There are go check the portal. There are guys who were legit freshmen this year hitting the portal. And while maybe they didn't do anything for that school, some of them did play a lot of snaps for said school. They still were in a weight room. Class, they still were in a college environment for a whole year. That's legitimately a freshman that you're going to get on campus, and you don't have to worry about them getting adjusted, them being not physically ready to impact the game. That's what the portal brings you. I think that high school brings you a little bit more of a reflection of your program and the relationships you have kind of maybe built in your state. And you also get players that might not be tainted per se, right? You get a guy that you can shape and mold to reflect what you want to do in your system, so to speak. So they both have their pluses and minuses. The man looks like he's 32 already. Wouldn't shock me if we do well in the portal at D tackle for Tafasi to take a red shirt there. We have other guys in the room with Ward-like skill sets. I don't disagree per se. I think Rodden Hill is going to apply pressure next year. That room is deep. I still think Trayshawn is the best all-around back. I think he's the best pure runner on our team. Armella at right tackle. I think Bless Harris is going to be there. You guys remember Bless Harris, who would have been your starter, got hurt, and Bless Harris comes back. I have a feeling Robert comes back. I don't know this for sure. I have a feeling your left tackle and right tackle spots are going to be pretty shored up for next year. Again, I don't know for sure. Robert could definitely go. I have a feeling, though, Robert Scott might come back. I have a feeling Robert Scott just loves college. He's the most entertaining interview every time I listen to that guy talk. He's hilarious. I would not mind another year. Stop it. Go. I would not mind another year of Robert Scott. I would think Ward stays, but you never know. I'd be surprised, but that would actually hurt my heart. I'm a Ward fan, so I'm kind of with you. I would not want Ward to go. With the loss of the Jacksons on the D line, you think we get starter D tackles from the portal, or get guys? You get guys that can compete for starting time. Now, if they can't win this job, maybe that says a lot about your Joshua Farmers. But Daniel Lyons and Joshua Farmer and Tafasi, Malcolm Ray still on the team. We'll see how long he's like. I'm not saying Malcolm Ray is going to leave, but we'll see. Who am I missing? I think they moved Briggs back inside, so there might be some more. I think D tackle room is really young, with I think a lot of big upside. Bishop Thomas, Antavius Woody. Again, we can just name the names: Woody, Thomas, Lyons, Tafasi, Farmer. I mean, that's 5 guys right there who you're talking about. 4 of those 5 are freshmen. Farmer's a sophomore next year. Like, we're young, but the upside is extremely high. But I think you need to add, and I think you bring Briggs into that group. But then I think you need to add maybe a couple guys with some college experience into that room. I like some of the young pieces at D tackle, but if dudes are available, I jump on them. If we got one starter and one depth, we'd be in good shape. Portal people can't bail on you that easy. Yeah, Ward ain't a Jordan. Oh, DeMarco Ward. We're talking about DeMarco Ward. Yeah, DeMarco Ward, man. Apparently, he had a good senior season. So, Polk, I don't really follow recruiting. Are we doing any good? We're doing solid. We're not killing it, but we're not like recruiting terribly, right? We're solid for right now. The way FSU is moving, I think they're gearing up for a strong close. I'm very interested to see how we close, because we're gearing up with some big names down the stretch. 4-star linebackers, 4 top 100 defensive tackles, 5-star level running backs, 4-star DB. They're in position down the stretch to close strong. Well, I hope we'll see. We'll see how we close. Sandra, I didn't see us I didn't see a $5 sticker from you. No, ma'am. Did anybody see a $5 sticker from? Let me scroll up. Let me scroll up because I did not see it. If I missed it, I apologize, but I didn't see it. I'm scrolling up and I still don't see it. Still scrolling, still scrolling, still scrolling. Yeah, I don't see it, Sandra. Sorry. Maybe it didn't send. Again, I'm scrolling all the way up to the top. And I still don't see it. Because I don't want to miss you. But no, ma'am, I do not. I'm still scrolling. Oh, you're way up, man. You were way up here. I guess maybe I did miss you. Did I miss you? Here it is. But I had to scroll way to the top. But I apologize, Sandra, if I missed that $5 super sticker. Deeply apologize. She made sure I gave her that shout out, and absolutely, I deserve to get. You deserve the shout out. I'm sorry. That we just been talking so much. I just missed it.
Yeah, get more money. Yeah, get more money. Yeah.
All right. Oh my God. Why? Renard? He's probably an undercover Miami fan. Why is Armella going to transfer Renard? Dad was a no. He's a no. But I just want to know. I forgot. KJ Sampson is coming in. That's another guy you're adding to the mix. I think the D tackle room's in good shape. But I do think you should add some experience, some veteran leadership to the group. I'm not familiar with Rambo Hunter. Who is that? What position does he play? He's definitely saying that to get attention. Again, I think he might be an undercover Miami fan. No legit smoke with Armella hitting the portal in any way, shape, or form. Again, all no. Dad was a no. He's a legacy kid. But okay, we'll see. I think TCU gets in. Compared to the people that they're going against, I think TCU has a better resume. He's running a lot. He's looking better than DJ for sure. But I got the Michigan game on right now because UNC just is so depressing to watch at times. I heard Jordan Travis. Hey, I heard that too, Briley. I heard Jordan Travis was transferring. I heard Jordan Travis might transfer. I also heard that Mike Norvell is potentially going to take the Arizona State job and move Dilly back to OC. Oh, you're talking about the D tackle. Yeah, that might. So you bring up a good point. You're talking about the D tackle that yeah, I know you're talking about. He went to Texas A&M, then he transferred, and then he hit the JUCO route. I think he still has 2 years of eligibility, one for sure, obviously. And they're talking about. I think we land him, and he could be a better because he went the JUCO route and all of that stuff. I'm not so sure how much of an impact, but I think if they want him, they're gonna get him. No, man, Bradley's telling facts. Me and Bradley have the same. We have the same insiders. We have the same connects. I know exactly what Bradley's talking about. I know exactly what Bradley's talking about. Same people, the same guy that told Renard that Armella might hit the portal. The same guy that told us about Trav and Mike Norvell. Oh yeah, you're right, Mike. Vontae, you got to. Yeah, I actually heard that one too. Mike might take the JSU job. Yeah, Jimbo had moved him to offensive line. Yep, sure did. Yeah, Tate and Joshua Burrell had surgeries this past week, if you guys weren't tracking. No, Bama won't get in over TCU. Again, TCU has a better resume. Never been a 2-loss team, non-conference. It's not going to happen with Bama. Just I don't see it. I don't see it, pretty girl. I don't see it. Polk, I'm about to ready to put some people in timeout for this foolishness. Give me some green light. Leave them alone for now. We know trolls when we see them. Renard just wanted to be seen and addressed. Don't sleep. I'm not sleeping on none of our young D tackles. I think Daniel Lyons is the one that got a decent amount of playing time this year, though. Travis is going to have a RG3 season next year. So the only thing I'll say about that, Ortega, is, man, we run the ball a little too much. I don't know. Trap might can hit the 35. I don't know if he's going to hit the 650 unless we kind of take a dip on the so I'll say this. If Ward does indeed hit the portal, maybe you just, and Benson comes back, Benson just gets the green light to where he's getting 20 plus carries a game. And those other carries, you give the Travis, and maybe Travis can put up some numbers like that. I'll tell you this. If Travis is passing for 3,500 and 650 and 41, he's in the Heisman. He's getting invited to the dance. I don't know if he wins it, but he's getting invited. The problem is, I think the offense we run, I don't think Travis can put up. I don't think Travis puts up those type of numbers. When you talk about 3 running backs getting carries on top of the quarterback, I just don't know if we get that type of production out of Jordan Travis. Doesn't mean that I think Jordan Travis starts off the year in Heisman consideration. I just don't know if he's going to put up the numbers for it. I mean, you make them earn it, but stop. You make them earn it, but you're not going to you can't name a running back on that roster that's more naturally gifted than Baxter. So it's going to be tough. I don't know where I put him, but that's tough. Thoughts on the tight end from Shorter College? I forget his name. The 6'7" kid. Hey, if they like him, I like him. When it comes to the portal, guys, I'll throw my hands up. This staff hasn't missed on the portal. Like, they have missed, but those misses haven't affected the team. So they've missed. Like, if you go back to Marcus Cushney, miss. Remember that corner we got out of UCF? You didn't play a lick for us, miss. Stop. Remember, Mackenzie Milton. Mackenzie maybe I don't know if Mackenzie was a complete miss. From the football standpoint, miss. I do think Mackenzie kind of showed some players in the locker room how to be professional in that sense. We've had misses in the portal. But for the most part, hold on, y'all. These kids. For the most part, Brandon Moore, that's what I was talking about. So we've had some misses in the portal, but the big impact guys, your Keir Thomas, Jermaine's, Fabian Lovett. Fabian Lovett and Jerry Jones were kind of the first 2 recruits Mike brought in here. Jarrett Verse, obviously. Jamie, even Jaquez. Like, I can't really criticize how they've used the portal because JT was a transfer too, correct, but that's not a Mike Norvell transfer. I'm kind of really trying to stick to the transfers that Mike brought in, and again, he hasn't really missed. And the misses that we've had, they didn't affect they weren't like, imagine how bad we would have been if Jermaine Johnson was a miss. Think about that. We were already a 5-win team that year. Well, imagine if Jermaine Johnson was a miss. Oh my God. Right? So we haven't had miss. let that king. No, young king get on my nerves. We haven't had critical misses where you brought a guy in to be, unless you want to count McKenzie as that. McKenzie would maybe be the only one where you say you brought a guy in to be the guy and he wasn't able to do it, right? So, here he was. Yeah, I hate you. So yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, go back and watch me preseason. What did I tell you? I said if Jordan Travis can throw between 26, 29, and 300 to 400, I said that'd be a damn good season for him. And again, all you gotta do is check the tape. One thing about it, you can always go check the tape. I don't think Bama gets in. If Benson comes back and Keziah is a legit player, who is getting pushed out of that room? Somebody is, right? Somebody is. I'm from Miami. They're not. Okay, Renard. Well, shout out to Renard, but I still don't understand where the Armella might transfer stuff comes from. Yeah, man. If Jermaine had been a bust pickup, what are we? Legit might have been a legit 3-win team. We probably don't beat Miami. We're not even competitive against Clemson. Like, think about that for a second. Trav could have hit 3,500 this year if we didn't have drops. You might have a point. Also, Trav had 300 plus this year, and we can all agree he could have ran more if he chose to. Well, yeah, but something gives, right? Either you're going to be throwing the ball more or running the ball more. I hear your points, but money's the ultimate factor. The committee is like the Illuminati. The committee. I mean, we can have these conspiracy theories. You just can't justify putting Bama in it. You just can't justify putting Alabama in it. If we do see a running back transfer, I think we see it in the spring. Yeah, I never said he got in trouble. I said he was a miss. He did play today. JT never seen the field until it was fired. I remember. I do remember. So, yeah, man, there's a lot of targets we can put. Let me take that off because I'm not even watching that game anymore. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Hey, I think a majority of conspiracies are rooted in some truth. But anyway, not Jordan Travis, but the portal in general, man, is gonna be. FSU's got some stuff to address, for sure. FSU has some positions to address. I think for the most part, we bring a majority of our guys back. Well, we do play Georgia in the coming years, so no need to rush it. No need to rush it. So yeah, man, we went 2 hours. Don't even feel like 2 hours. I kind of want to continue watching this whole thing. Might stay on a little longer. I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole game here. These late games haven't really been that exciting. And the Clemson North Carolina game kind of sucks. This game looks a little bit more exciting at 13-14. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure we all think UGA. If anybody think Georgia does not repeat, I said it after the Tennessee game. I said if Georgia beat Tennessee, they were going to repeat, and they beat Tennessee. So I think Georgia goes back to back here. I think Georgia goes back to back. Anybody think there's a team that can beat Georgia? I think Georgia and Michigan is the best matchup. But yeah. Do I think Lyles comes back? I'll put it like this, Tyler. Originally, I thought he might. Originally, I thought he might. If you get Chester, let's say best case scenario, FSU is going to sign 3 offensive linemen in this cycle: Chester, Simpson, and Otto, and still take another 3 in the portal. They probably just let Lyles go because you're playing a roster spot game at this point. And, thank you for staying on the team. And if he's trying to come back, more power to him. But you're at the point now, again, offensive line's not – is it official? Prime just took the job. That's why they canceled it. Prime to Colorado is official. Look at that. I'll be very interested to hear what he has to say. One thing about Deion Sanders, he's going to have a interesting press conference. He'll say all the right things, but it's official. Yeah, it is official. But offensive line is not immune. Like you start recruiting over kids, and Lyles is a grown man. Obviously, we'll see. We'll see. UGA OSU in the championship. Okay. I'm all nose, fam. I'm just saying you never know with these kids if they don't get on the field. Big Rob may stay. Yeah, but Armella's not. I'm not worried about Armella. Anyway, the official prime. Okay, read that one. You think Deion? When you say rec shop at Colorado, what does that mean? Again, I am very interested in this move for Deion. I like it. I said it before. I like it. I like it just because it's different. So I'm a fan of the move personally. But when you say rec shop, what does Colorado have to do to be considered that Deion rec shop? What's up, Norville Central? All right, Randy, stay safe. I mean, they kind of already are crash and burn, right? So, I don't know. Yeah, Michigan's in the playoffs regardless. Michigan can lose this game and it's not going to matter. It would be a little crazy though. All right, we're finna start the second half. We're gonna watch a little bit of this Michigan game before I just want to see what the Colorado staff was just informed via text that Deion Sanders is getting hired as the Buffs' new coach. They will have a staff meeting at 8:15 a.m. tomorrow. Wow, huge deal for Colorado. That's so interesting, man. This man, wow. I want to see Michigan OSU at 2 and 3. With the transfer portal, you have to recruit on both sides. A recruit to get new players and convincing some current players to stay. Oh yeah. It's a new age. Not only do you have to recruit to get new players, you have to recruit your players who you already. That's the hardest thing about a transfer portal. The transfer portal, I think, is that you have to continue to recruit the guys that's on your team. Hunter goes with Prime. I think so. Man, 7, you ran out of gas. You're supposed to take that to the crib. But yeah, I think What Deion's announcement has been official. I think Monday Travis Hunter's in the portal. When the portal officially opens on Monday, I think Travis Hunter drops his name. And also Shadur Sanders is going to drop his name. He about to take commits from the U. That's not hard. Snatch up assistant coaches from big name programs. You know, Polk. He's about to wreck shop. We'll see. No, so it hasn't. No, there's no video. Not that I've seen. And I was just looking all through Twitter. I haven't seen anything. I think he's going to take, I don't know if he takes all the top players, but his son, Hunter, and probably Coleman, since Coleman was the other big time recruit that he got. Those guys probably go with him because Coleman's only there. Same reason why Hunter's only there, right? But I'm going to keep refreshing my Twitter feed to see what we get. See if there's a video. I don't think it's a video. But the fact that they made an edit for Deion to Colorado was kind of funny. Off topic. FAMU will finally win the swag. He's got, but I think the other one runs out of eligibility. Shiloh Sanders, right? I think he kind of runs out of eligibility. So I don't know if Shiloh goes with them. Shadur's going to go for sure. Deion has a large network from pro to college. He's been around football since the 80s. And don't forget, he has Barstool in his pockets. Polk, do you think Prime takes a whole coaching? No, I don't think Prime takes that coaching staff. Here, I'll say this. I think Prime takes some of the key guys off of that staff, but those guys aren't going to be like major coordinators or maybe not even position coaches. They'll be the off-field analysts. Prime's going to have enough money to work with at Colorado where he's going to be able to make legit OC and DC hires. Hello. Shiloh's a redshirt junior. Okay, so I guess he can go there for 1 year. So, yeah, his other son will probably definitely follow him there then. Fair point. He can have Tim Brew, but, yeah. Nobody worried about Brew, bro. Brew ain't been good since 2012. Michigan just scored. Hit that like button, guys. We had over 100 people in here at one point. We've whittled down a little bit, but hit the like button as we just continue to talk the talk, guys. Again, the bar is open. So what are y'all drinking? Y'all drinking anything tonight? Me, I haven't started yet. I probably should have. Pope, if you are Colorado, do you open the checkbook for Prime considering this is his first? I mean, you made the hire. What's the point of hiring him if you're not going to open it? Like, I don't understand the logic there. And I'm not coming for you, Nicholas, because I know you're just asking the question. I'm just saying I don't understand the logic of hiring a guy and then not investing in said guy and giving him whatever resources a Colorado can afford. I don't understand not giving that to the coach. You feel me? If you're going to hire Deion Sanders, give him the best opportunities to succeed. If not, then what's the point? You know? To do what? Stop. Pete, Dub is all. I don't even know if Dub has any interest in coaching at the college level. Okay, now y'all just making stuff up. He might get Destin Hill. Fair point. Third round of tequila, apple juice, and Hennessy. Worst thing they could do is not give him ample. Yeah, I agree. Like, that's the worst thing you could do is to hire him and not give him the ability to succeed. Then what was the point of all this? It's not like Colorado has been good since, again, Cordell Stewart. So it's a long time ago. This is the most buzz Colorado has made in 2 decades. Why would you not invest in this? Shout out to Melly Mel. Yeah, but if he doesn't succeed, at least you did what you were supposed to do as an organization, as a university, and you gave him the chance to succeed. You know? Can't expect Dion to come there and be an X's and O's. Right, exactly. And that's another great point. That's another reason why you got to invest into him. You didn't bring Dion there to be a top tier X's and O's guy. You brought him there to be CEO of a program and to surround himself with top tiers X's and O's guys. And now he can be on out front, recruiting in the media, cool interviews, bringing cool people, all the things that he brings, prime time. That's what you brought him there to be prime time in the public and give him the resources to have. And I'm not saying he's not a football mind, but I'm just saying, and bring a bunch of good football minds around him. The video of Prime telling JSU about him taking the job is on YouTube. Is it? Let's look it up because I want to see it. I'm finna look it up. Dion to Colorado. Let's see if we can find it so we can watch it together. I see a bunch of breaking news, but I don't see any video of him talking. Oh, here it is. Hold on, guys. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted, but this is a risk I'm willing to take. So we can watch this together. Hold on.
I'm real kind right now. Real kind.
I think this is legit.
Y'all good. Y'all good. This is said y'all won. You won. You good.
All right.
We kick back.
Let's listen together, my friends.
Okay, down for the nitty gritty. I know y'all been hearing the rumors and everything that's been transpiring around about my whereabouts and what I'm going to do. And I like y'all to hear it from me and not from anyone else. It is what it is. Either in coaching, you get elevated or you get terminated. Ain't no other way. You get elevated or terminated. And it ain't no graveyard for coaches where they die at the place. It don't work like that.
Oh,
Either gonna run you off or you gonna walk off upon your own recognizance. I've chosen to accept the job elsewhere next year. I'm gonna finish what we started. We're gonna dominate. I'm gonna be here to that end and that conclusion. And then when that conclusion, we will move on. Now, what I don't want you to do is thinking something is better on the other side in regards to some of you. I would like to have the opportunity to meet with some of you so you don't go and jump in the portal and you die in the portal. I don't want that to happen because some of y'all thinking it's simplistic like that and it's not. That portal will be loaded on, is it Monday, fella? Monday. Portals opens.
Yep, Monday. Monday is when it jumps off.
They're gonna call and they're gonna ask because that's what we've done for some of y'all when we were trying to acquire y'all. We called and we asked your coaches, and when we knew what kind of character, what is it, and I don't want you thinking since you have the Jackson State.
He's gonna meet with some of those guys also to come with him. So don't be naive. Yeah, he's gonna ask some guys to stay, which I think is actually. Hold, let me pause so we can listen to everything. I want to address that though. I think what he's doing is, I don't agree with everything he said there, but I think, what he says there is accurate in terms of some of these guys are at JSU for a reason because they already had hit the portal at one point and maybe didn't have a ton of options. I would do not hit the portal again. I wouldn't consider that the smartest of deals, and I do think those conversations are necessary. What's up, Zay? And of course, he's also going to have conversations with a couple of guys to be like, come kick it with me over there in Colorado. So, well, let's finish.
In FCS, that you could have an opportunity to play it because of all the bells and whistles and these particular things that we brought here. And I'm trying my best with this wonderful gentleman to help choose this next guy for you. My recommendation goes to TC. They know how I feel about TC. I want TC, and several of the staff members are going to be retained here, but that's mine. I would love for someone in-house because I don't really know how y'all would act with somebody outside the house coming in to really not understanding how we function and how we get down. So that's my recommendation. So just clap it up, TC. Hope that's how it goes down. But that's not his sole decision. So don't put it on him. He has a hierarchy that he must go through for that to happen, right? AD, I would not be here if it weren't for this man. With all, you have no idea the trials and tribulations that we stood back to back and worked out for some of the things that you don't even know about, some of the things that y'all have no idea about. And I'm not tired of fighting whatsoever, but if I heard God's voice on coming, don't second guess of my hearing ability. I know God, and I know when he shifts, and I know when he moves, and I know how he gets down with me. I always questioned things when I was a player. How can you be so dominant and have to play for 5 football teams? That don't make sense to me. I ask God that often, but then I had to understand from faith to faith, from glory to glory, and allowing you to provoke change in different places. That's why he would allow me to play for 5 darn football teams and 4 baseball teams, because it doesn't supposed to happen like that. But I understand the calling that he has on my life. And I feel like I got to do something about it. It's been 4 or more African-American head coaches at the next level that has been terminated. I haven't heard not one other than a candidate like myself to replace them. So to me, that's a problem that many don't think about, but that's a problem. If someone don't step up and step out and hold it down for us, there's a problem. And many of the detractors, I guess they don't understand college football consists of 70% African American. I don't care where you at. It just happens to be more at a HBCU. But
So, yeah, he's kind of losing me. I agree with a whole lot of words. Low key, he's saying some weird stuff. I agree with the sentiment with some of you guys. He's saying a lot and he's not saying anything. Clemson interception, Clemson pick 6. We stopped watching that one a long time ago. We're watching this Michigan one. Looks like Michigan's about to pull away here as well. But I don't know. Again, I like the move, so I'm not really tripping, but I'm not sure what he's saying here. So anybody want to translate what's going on here? Because I'm not really along with it. OSU fans are trashing JSU and Prime all because they might what happened with a staff member and recruits. Funny how people true colors come out. Well, hey, Florida State fans, we've been there and seen that. You not remember what Florida State fans were saying about Dion last year? Yeah, Michigan just scored, so this is about done. He's doing some damage control. Don't want to seem like he's selling out. When he brought up the black coaching thing, I think that's exactly what that was. Let's finish. Let's finish it.
but it's not like I'm not going to be speaking to the lives of young African American men and women alike, because my challenge is still to provoke change, no matter where I am. And I'm gonna be me. I'm 55 and I don't plan on changing no time soon. God made me like this, and I know He's pleased with what He's created. This is probably the toughest moment for me ever because it involves y'all. If it didn't involve y'all,
Well, it's the first time he's addressed the players.
I'm out.
So,
But when I talked about his story and understand some of stories that I've come to know, and just seeing the progression and seeing what 11 did at the other day, and just seeing what some of you guys have climbed to is darn believable. And that's the thing that that got me. That's the thing that's holding me hostage is y'all faces. And not only y'all, but the equipment team. I'm gonna let you make it, baby girl. I'm gonna let you make it. The equipment team, the training.
how much longer is
staff,
this? Holy cow.
the media staff, the photography staff,
Not even halfway through. Deion's immortal. I would like to hear comments from Coach Eddie Robinson Jr. about Deion's move.
Documentary team as well. This ain't easy, and it's not about a bag.
I would love to see Travis Hunter's face right now.
A long time, and ain't no in the book. So it's not about a bag, but it is about an opportunity. So
He says it's not about a bag, it is about an opportunity. I don't know if I agree with that. I don't totally agree with that. He can say what he wants. But again, $5 million versus $300K. Come on. If it's not about it, and I'm gonna sound, I don't know how I'm gonna sound, and I don't care. If it's not about a bag, stay at JSU and invoke the change that you said you wanted to invoke. It's about the money, and it's also, in my opinion, it's also about, which I don't have a problem with either one. Let me be clear. Ain't nobody turning down $5 million. But it's definitely about the money, and I also think it's about getting Shedeur the most amount of opportunity to make the NFL at quarterback. And I don't think he was ever going to get that at JSU. But let's keep listening.
So I always felt like if you dominate your opportunity and you treat people right, the bag is going to always come. I never chased the bag. The bag has always chased me because I've always tried to make the right decisions and do the right thing regarding people, regarding decisions, regarding life. It hadn't been too many times where I was meant to say right and I took a left. Maybe a couple of marriages, I take that back. Right. I'm sorry.
There's Shedeur.
But any questions you have? I know this is a bittersweet moment, and I heard some foolishness talking about Lenny gonna jump in the portal. You ain't heard nobody but yourself. Don't hurt yourself, because whether it's 11 or 22, we're gonna go to Atlanta and kick the butt. We're gonna win.
Deion, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't act like guys are not about to hit the portal and follow you. Don't. Maybe as a coach, he has to say that, but don't even. If I was Deion, I wouldn't even address the portal, because we know for a fact some of these kids are going to follow him there. You saw it with Lincoln Riley and USC. So just don't address it, because then I guess my biggest problem with Prime, and I'm a Prime fan, is that he says things that he's later going to have to come back and be like, I didn't say that, or I didn't mean it that way, or just don't even talk about the portal. Like, don't even mention it. Just see, and then you get questions like this. So he can leave, but they can't. And I'm not saying you're wrong for asking the question, Lewis. I'm just saying don't mention it. Don't talk portal. We know for a fact your son, probably both of your sons, Coleman and Hunter, at a minimum, are going to follow you to Colorado. We know that. Don't even address it. We'll finish listening. Unless y'all want me to cut it off.
Be at home looking at us on television doing things. So make sure you choose properly, and if anybody have a problem, I would want you to come and talk to me about it so I can set you straight.
Bro, we know Hunter. We know.
On life.
Rational FSU fans understand Hunter ain't coming here. He's following that man.
I think you should do as a man. I'm not going to tell you no wrong. I'm going to tell you right. It's like him. We've been trying to.
I don't know who.
Make sure you
hold
guys
on.
Are straight.
I don't know who Buddy is sitting next to Deion. He looks pissed. I don't know who that guy is right there. He does not look happy. He looks genuinely mad. Like he's up there shaking his head, but he looks pissed off. My bad, but let's keep it going.
For quite some time. And I love it that we can talk like that. That we got to straighten that. This got to be this got to be that. It can't be no.
Oh, that's the AD? Then yeah, the AD's pissed off.
Same attention.
He's mad.
Same type of uniform, the same cleats, the same Under Armour. Everybody straight. Everybody straight. So that's what it is, fellas. You heard it from me. The world don't know. They assume y'all are the first ones to know and to hear it from me. My family members didn't even know. I don't tell them things. They can't hold water. Especially my mama. She can't hold water. If I want everybody to know, I tell my mama, right there? Yeah, she gonna tell it on the mouth. Or TJ, little TJ gonna tell it too. But it ain't questions. Yes, sir.
I don't have a question. I got a statement.
Yes, sir.
It's to the team. I'm not trying to put this on myself. But the day I said I was coming back, it wasn't for this what we just had right here. It was for when we left, when we went to Atlanta. And I think all y'all who was here, when y'all felt that, y'all know what that mean because we gave them that game. My whole thing was I want to finish my plate. So I know a lot of y'all want to make y'all decision, and I never fought y'all for that. But I want y'all to remember who came back and we tried to do this again, and we try to run this back. I want y'all to have my back just like I had y'all. That was the main thing. Coach knows. When I talked to him, it's for that game period, for this game in Atlanta. I don't want to give this up. And I definitely want to finish when we started. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to think about it. If it ain't now, I want y'all to think about me. You know what I'm saying? Everything looks gonna be there. But I want to finish when we started, bro. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I cried after that game. And you know what I'm saying? Just because we gave them it. I want to look all y'all in the eyes. I want y'all to know that. Came back to y'all. I want y'all to think about me though, bro. Think about me. That's all I'm saying. Think about the team. Think about these guys who just won this season. We ain't had this last year. We lost 2 games, 3 seasons. So just think about this story. We still making his story. You know what I'm saying? So don't think about yourselves at this moment. Think about the brother next to you. Think about what we got here. That's all I want to say. There ain't no question, but I'm just telling y'all. I want to finish when we started.
It's over the house, fellas. We talk about it like we do everything.
I am interested to see what kids have to say.
And I'm talking about his story. You know I was talking about you. Because that just don't happen. The way it happened, the way it worked out. And it's funny because we was doing media the other day, and they say, who do you think is going to be some of the unsung heroes? As I just tell you like this, I don't know how many touches that he's going to get, but if 38 special touch that ball, he's going to make something happen in this game. And I'll be done. And did. And Flea know how I feel about you. You know, he get tired of it. Hey, man, put him in. Put him in. Let's go get it. Because I know what you got inside. And guess what? Whenever you ever seen him loafing at practice, whenever you seen him with his head down.
Respect his talking, but some of them going. Well, of course, yeah, some of them definitely are only there for him, and that's okay. Yeah, only the ones that are Power 5 quality. He given the ones that were Power 5 quality left the Power 5 for JSU. I don't know if they have a move back. You know.
Ain't nobody want to say nothing.
I know, you know what I'm saying? the relationship I have with you and stuff like that, from the lows to the highs. But even if I had to pay $1 million to tap in your chest again, I'll do that. Yeah, remember after Florida.
That's a little cheap, man. If you ever hit me like that again, I promise.
See, I lost that growth.
I appreciate your growth too, and you understanding what we really see in you. At one point, we were seeing you more than you were seeing in yourself. You were still stuck, but I'm thankful that you are not at that place anymore. That's why
Nobody really don't have much to say, which I mean, that's a lot to put on some of those kids. A lot of those kids ain't gonna have much to say in this moment. Some of them might want to say not so nice things, like, "Bro, I came here for you, and you leaving." Like, you probably a whole mix of emotions.
I don't even understand the thought process
in that locker room right
you
now.
thinking you're gonna hurt somebody if you don't play. You're gonna hurt yourself because the scouts or whoever.
He's still talking about this portal thing.
You thinking you're gonna hurt somebody.
Hold on, I'm gonna rewind that real quick because I was kind of talking over that point.
Your coach validates you every bit of the way. And I know Aubrey's saying that I don't know what some of y'all gonna do. I don't even understand the thought process of you thinking you're gonna hurt somebody if you don't play. You're gonna hurt yourself because the scouts or whoever gonna ask, well, why didn't he play in the game? It wasn't like you had pro on the other side. You know, people opt out of championship games because of pros. Like they afraid or somehow they're gonna get hurt for the draft. That's not the case. So you would really.
So he just low key told his team, like, did y'all hear what he just said? He just low key told his boys, y'all ain't going pro, so why would you opt out? I don't know if he realized what he said right there. Again, I'm not trying to dissect really much, but he definitely pretty much just said, you ain't going pro, so he basically just said, y'all ain't, nobody here is draft worthy. Like, he's literally what he just said, but that's a wild thing to tell a bunch of kids in that locker room that, yeah, ain't none of y'all going pros. What you opting out for? I'm sure he didn't mean it that way.
You'd
but
be hurting yourself, and I would hate for you to make that decision because you're going to have to explain that to somebody, that I was just sensitive and I ain't feel like playing. You don't have to explain that to somebody. And somebody may not be forgiven. Then the other coach that you're going to try to go to, because you ain't going to play him no more, he's going to ask you those questions. Why didn't you participate in the last game? And what you going to say? I was sensitive. I was mad because the coach left. What if the coach wanted to take it? They got quiet then, huh?
Yeah, they got questions. Wait a minute, man. Wait a damn minute. This is the best part of this. Wait a minute. This is the best part of this interview. We should have just fast forwarded to the end. He just sat there and told a roster of 80 some odd kids, y'all ain't going pro, bro. When they had nothing to say, it's like, well, it got quiet then, didn't it? What the hell are they supposed to say to that, Deion Sanders? Am I the only one that finds this funny? Whoo. Yo, that's legit funny. Oh, my eyes are legit watering. He just spent the last 10 minutes telling them kids they are not good of quality of being drafted. And then it was like, ain't nobody got nothing to say? Y'all quiet now, ain't it? No shit. What are you expecting them boys to say after that? Oh my God. Hey man, that's it. That's the end of the interview. That's how he closes it out. That's it.
I've been getting paid $1,000 a month.
You shut up. And the way that ended was amazing. I'll let you guys judge. I'm not going to I just find it funny. And with that, man, I think all of these games are pretty much useless at this point. Clemson's rolling. Michigan seems to have taken control. Deion just crushed his team soul on his exit interview. Wow. We'll get some comments from y'all, man, and then we're gonna end it on that. Because holy cow, the way he ended that thing was I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. This comes off bad to me. We all got our opinions, our Davis. I'm not saying your opinion's wrong. It comes off a certain way to me too, but I'm excited to see him at Colorado. I'm not so sure that exit interview was the best I've heard, but I'm still excited to see what he does at Colorado. I'm looking forward to seeing Prime show up at introducing ceremony at Boulder. It's a huge change of scenery. Too bad he can't take the band with him. So glad he isn't at FSU. Deion needs to stop. Corey Hall's laughing. Thank God we got Mike. Typical Deion. An ego the size of the sun. Rewind it back. No, I'm done. Deion talking shit. He going off on them now. Can you go back right quick? Nah, I don't need to. That's why Prime is Prime, 100. The media are going to eat him up after this hits the internet. Deion's too real. Yikes. This guy played college football, NFL, and is loaded. He's basically just buying time at this point by coaching. He's saying the truth, but yeah, the FSU fans who wanted him are delusional. He got a lot to learn at P5. I actually find it sad. He's at, oh, don't do that. He's a POS human being, disingenuous and narcissistic to the max. Primetime and narcissism might be a thing. I don't want to go as far as say he's a POS. I mean, Deion's probably touched a lot of lives, man. Again, that exit interview wasn't the best. I laughed, but it wasn't the best. But, you know, man, I'm not going to go as far as to do Deion like that. That might be the worst exit speech of all time. The way it ended, hometown legend Primetime had me rolling. That might be the worst exit meeting I've ever seen. That's effed up, Polk. That talk is going to be crazy. They had to know that was coming. Most of his players will probably follow him to Boulder. Should have gave Coach Prime Power Fighters before JSU. Too many people doubt him. They're going to learn this man won everywhere he has been. Well, we're about to see what he does at Colorado. And he will end up at Bama when Saban leaves. I don't know if Alabama will hire Deion Sanders, but that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Briley, you're taking this bravado too serious. Stop it, people. You think Saban? I mean, Saban has said some off-the-wall things as well. So I don't disagree with your boxing monster. A lot of these coaches say some off-the-wall things. But with that, it's 28-13 in this game. Again, Clemson's rolling. We done been on over 2 hours and 40 minutes at this point, guys. And I don't think there's a better way to close this thing out with what we just watched. Watch it, go back, take a look, listen to my commentary, and judge for yourself. Judge for yourself. My final thoughts, definitely not the best exit interview. I was entertained at the end. Almost fell asleep during like the beginning and the middle. I was interested to see. I was kind of hoping more players had some more to say, but it was interesting hearing some players talk, and the AD looks absolutely pissed off about the whole situation, which if you're an AD, you can never be happy about losing your head coach to another program, so I understand it. That's just kind of my thoughts. So with all that being said, appreciate everybody who tuned in, man. Hit that like button on the way out if you did not hit it on the way in. And as always, it is your boy Polk over here on 8637 on TV. I might go live tomorrow just to talk about whatever bowl game we get. So we might be back on here tomorrow. But yeah, man, as always, it's your boy Polk over here, 863 Seminole TV. Stay classy, Seminoles. We got you. Go Noles, baby.